What's going on, everybody? Spaceballs here. Welcome to our first ever Counterside video. Alright, today I'm super excited. Counterside finally came out. I'm a little late to the party as usual, but that's just because I have to work a full-time job, and every time a game is released, it's on a night that I have to work. Now remember, I did play the beta, so I do have a lot of knowledge of the game already. Now the one thing I learned in the beta right away, and the mistake that I made, was starting with a ranger. You definitely want to start with a melee character. Cavalier is a great choice. I was so mad at myself for not picking her in the beta. So when the game came back around, she was my first roll on my 30 roll, and I picked her right away. Really good starter unit to have, and she looks amazing, let's be honest. You guys know I'm not huge on tier list. I like to play the game, play with the characters, and then come to my own conclusions after using these characters in battle. Now the one thing they're doing here that's great is they're giving us 10 free pulls every single day, I think, for the next week. Now I recommend you guys pulling for Lumi. I had her in the beta side by side my Cavalier, and I had a Ranger, I forget the name, but Lumi was so good. Her special move destroyed everything, really good for bosses. So I would pull here until you get her, or even this Ranger in the front here. And then once you get them, or even just Lumi, I would then switch to this banner here and go for Yang. She is the best support in the game by far. I was so lucky in the beta, I pulled all of these characters. Yang is a really good character to have. She's definitely, in my opinion, the best support in the game. I don't know if they added new supports, but in the beta, she was definitely the best. And once I threw her in my team, I was able to clear basically all of the content, and I went as far as I could possibly go, and that was all thanks to my Yang. So I'd recommend you guys starting here, getting your Lumi, and then switching over and chasing your Yang. Then after you get Yang, you can really summon wherever you want. It's totally up to you, but I would definitely recommend getting Yang and Lumi first. We're going to do some summons in just a minute here. I'm going to show you guys my current roster and what I was able to pull yesterday live on Twitch. So if you want to follow me, that link is always down below. Shameless plug. So let's go to our collection here. We only have 11%. We have a ways to go. When the beta was over, I was up to 98%. The beta was so good to me. I was able to get almost every single character. It looks like they did add some new characters as well from the beta. That's awesome. We love to see that. Always like new characters. Now here's my Cavalier. I will be investing in her first. I absolutely love this unit. She was great for me in the beta. I was able to pull her like 2 days after I didn't pick her, and I picked the Ranger. But I was glad I didn't, because I was able to pull her anyways. And the best thing about this game is you don't have to pull multiple copies. You can pull multiple copies and it will help you. But if you can't get multiple copies of the unit, they allow you to farm the shards, which I'll show you in just a second. I'm trying to show you my first team here, and I don't think I'm on the right page to do that. I have 2 supports on my team currently. I don't think you need 2. Just early on, I don't have a lot of options, so I just threw them in there. Once I pull my Lumi, I will take out one of these supports. General rule of thumb, I would say 2 melees, 2 rangers, a support, and then anything else after that is fine. Ground units, all units. It's really up to you at that point. I would definitely recommend having 2 melee units in your beginner's team. The battles in this game are super fun. I love the fact they have the ship. You have to protect the ship. The ship also does damage. A lot of fun as far as battles go. And this game also has some big brain in it too, because when you do the battles, you have to move your ships, and if you don't move them properly, you won't be able to complete the battle. But that's something we'll get into another video. I just want to cover the basics as of today. So going back here, the one thing you want to pay attention to is your missions. Just like in the beta, go down this list, do all of these missions, click on them, click on go, it'll take you straight to the mission, do it, collect your rewards, rinse and repeat, get all these missions done. It'll make the game a lot easier for you, trust me on that. Missions are really important. If you click down here on the bottom, we have the limited events, and then if you go down here on the new missions or the new user missions, you want to clear these as well. Day 1 through 7, get these done. Great rewards here. They give you gold parts for your ship, characters, summons, all of that great stuff. Get these missions done as quick as possible. Now next up here, I want to talk about the HQ really quick. And the one thing I want you guys to keep in mind is gold goes really fast in this game. The one thing I did not like about this game is here in the CEO's office under salary negotiation. This can get really expensive. So let's say I want to level up my Cavalier. I click some of these books. I click start negotiation. Now this can drain your gold really fast. Be super careful when you're doing this. In the beta, I drained my gold and I could never get it back. I always like to do the higher one. Just be careful. The more books you feed, the more this is going to cost. Make sure you have enough gold before you go in here and really go crazy. If you're going to spend money and buy gold, that's a different story. But if you don't plan on doing that, be really careful with this. This will eat your gold really, really fast. Next here, we have the bond, which is a lifetime contract. We'll get into this in the next video. Early on, you don't have to worry about that too much. The next thing I want to talk about is the lab. So we have skill training. And back to what I was talking about before with not needing dupes. If you go to limited break here, you could put the unit there and you see we don't have a copy of Cavalier, but because we farmed the materials, we are able to break her, which is just like feeding her a dupe. So now we can take her to 3 stars instead of 2 stars, and we don't need a copy to do it. As the game goes on, you need more resources, but this is a great feature because you don't have to worry about pulling dupes. You can literally just farm these resources and get a 6 star. I really like that they added that to this game, so you don't have to drive yourself too crazy with spending money and trying to do all these summons. We have skill training. This is to level up their skills. So you can see we have skill 1, 2, and 3 on an SSR. And then we have the last skill here, which is the ultimate skill. And Lumi's ultimate skill is amazing. That's what I was talking about before. And again, you'll have to collect these resources in order to level up these skills. And as you click on them, you'll see some cost 4, 8, and then this one costs 15 because it's the ultimate. So we don't have to go over this too much. When you click on it, it will tell you exactly what to do. This is to enhance the character. If you have a melee unit, you want to feed melee trophies. So we don't have any trophies yet, but as you go on in the game, you'll get trophies. They look like these cards, but they're trophies. Ones are for melee, some are for range. You want to feed the melees to the melees, the rangers to the rangers, and so forth and so forth. Don't feed them randomly because you won't get as much enhancement. That is something important to keep in mind. And then here in the hangar, we have the ship service and the ship construction. This is where you're going to build your ships and get new ships. The beta, they didn't have a lot of ships. It seems like they have a lot more now, so that's good. Now, as far as the ships go, again, you're going to need to farm a ton of resources to level them up. It works just like the character. You're going to have to start it up, level it up, farm the resources, and get them going. Early on, I don't think it's too important, but once you get middle late game, you're going to have to start really focusing on your ships. Now, another thing I noticed in the beta, which I definitely want to throw out there, is you need multiple teams in this game. One team is not going to be enough. Once you start getting far in this campaign, you will have to fill multiple ships. Now, you can use your friends as supports for one ship, but you're going to need 2 other ships as well. It might even go higher than that because now we're outside the beta. Maybe it'll be 4 or 5 ships. But I can promise you, one team is not going to be enough in this game. Eventually, you're going to have to build multiple teams. So that is something else to keep in mind. So there's nothing wrong with building, 1, 2, 3 supports. Same thing with melee and rangers. We don't have world map open yet. I think that's at level 10 or 15. Once you open this, you definitely want to do this as well. I'll get into this in another video. It is important. But if you click here on operation, this is what I'm talking about. As you get through these, again, they get harder, more ships, and then you're going to need more teams. One team is not going to be enough. And then you'll see here on the left-hand side, we have a ton of different stuff. Each one of these will bring you a different kind of mission, a different kind of farming. This is where you're going to farm your ship resources, your limited break resources. All of this stuff here on the left-hand side is where you're going to do that. And then you have the mainstream up here. When you first start the game, this is where you're going to be. Do as much of this as you can until you get stuck, and then switch to something else and just go back and forth, and eventually you'll get through everything just like we always do. Now, another thing I want to talk about here is all the stuff that we get starting off in this game. So let's pull up our storage. In the beta and now, they give us a ton of stuff. You get stuff for your ships, stuff for your limited breaks. Anything you get is going to come here into your storage. Now, as far as these go here, the ship comp coupon, I wouldn't use this until later on. Don't use this right away. Wait till you level up your ship a little bit and then use these. Support fun box, this you get from the missions. We can open these, no problem. See what we get. We got some resources, great. Looks like we got some stuff for the limited break. These books are used for the limited break, I believe. None of this stuff has a time limit, so it really doesn't matter. You don't have to rush to open it. And then next to supplies, you have gear. We'll get into that in another video because gear in this game is a little complicated. The gear sets go with the characters, just like when you're enhancing them. But again, we'll get into that in another video. I don't think you need to worry about that early on. In these games early on, when you first start playing them, the most important thing to do is all of your missions. And then as you go, the game will basically walk you through the rest anyways. For me, anytime I start a gacha game, I always stick to the missions and all of the limited events they have. It seems to work best, and it'll give you the most overall progression the fastest. Now, with all that being said, is the game worth playing? I'm enjoying it. I enjoyed the beta a lot, so I was really excited for the game to be released. It seems a little boring now and then. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Don't rip me up too much. It's just my opinion, guys, just the way I feel. Last night on Twitch, I played it for about 3 hours, and I was getting a little bored towards the end. It's just the way I felt, so I'm not going to lie to you guys. You guys know I never lie to you. I always tell you how I'm feeling. I do enjoy playing it. I just don't enjoy playing it for long periods of time. Maybe that makes more sense to say. It seems that they care about the game and they want the game to do good. Now, just keep in mind that Nexon does make this game. They don't have a very good track record, so keep that at the back of your head when you're playing this game, or if you're going to spend money in it. Just remember, the game is made by Nexon, so be super careful. Wait a few months, see if the game's going to do well before you drop huge amounts of money into it. Just play it for what it is and have fun, just like I'm doing now. And over here you have unit and you have ship. I don't think I showed you that before. This will show you the ships you have open. And then if you click here, this will show you the units you have as well. And then on the bottom, you also have the exchange center. And you can use your tokens and buy stuff from here. Summons, they're all different shops, just like every other gacha game. You can take your diamonds, whatever resources or currency you have. You can use them to buy summons, ship parts, whatever it is. Early on, I wouldn't really do too much in the shops unless there's a mission or something like that. So like I said before, we are going to go for Lumi first. I already got the Ranger, but I still want Lumi more. If I would have pulled Lumi, I would have switched. But because I got the Ranger, I'm going to keep going and try to get Lumi. She was just so good for me in the beta. One of my favorite and best characters. So I don't want to pass up on her with all my free summons. I'm going to dump all of them in here until I get her. And then I'll switch over to Yang, because she's definitely worth it too. Definitely, in my opinion, the best support in the game. My summons haven't been too good to me. I got 2 SSRs when I first started playing, and then since then I have gotten nothing. No big deal though, it is what it is. I'll make do with whatever I get. So the first one was a fail. That was with our paid summons though. Now we can do our free one here. I probably should have did the free one first and then did the pay one. It is what it is though. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I've learned that the hard way. So let's skip here and let's pull down our hanger. That is an SSR. You see, I made a huge mistake. But honestly, I didn't, because she is a really good character. She's a striker. I do want my Lumi, but hey, at least we got one. Is always better than none, in my opinion anyways. I'll always take a decent character. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll always take an SSR, to be honest. It's always nice to pull an SSR. I want to hear what you guys have to say about the game. Are you guys playing Counterside? Are you enjoying it? I love to hear your thoughts. I really want to hear what you have to say, so please comment down below and let me know how you're feeling. Thank you guys so much for 3,000 subs here on YouTube. I'll be starting a sub celebration on Thursday. If you want to follow me on Twitch and Discord, those are always linked down below. We do 2 monthly giveaways on Discord, random giveaways on Twitch. If you want to be a part of the random giveaway that we do here on YouTube, all you have to do is sub to the channel, like and comment on my past 10 videos, and that will automatically enter you into the random giveaway. I truly do love each and every single one of you. I will see you in the next one. Spaceballs out. Peace.